Am I the a-hole for calling my stepsister creepy and not getting my friends to talk to her again? My dad got married last year. His wife has a daughter who was really shy, and they had moved from far away. So, my dad asked my brother and me to be nice to her and maybe bring her along with our friends so she could get to know some people. We did, and it was okay. She was a bit clingy with me though, which was a little annoying, but otherwise it was fine. I later went on a month-long trip this summer with my brother, mom, and stepdad. While we were on the trip, I saw her in a picture that one of my friends posted. She was wearing a jacket that I knew was mine and also my shoes. So, I looked on her page and saw other pictures of her wearing my clothes and saying things that I would say. I called her out on a few posts, saying, I never said you could borrow my things, and that she stole whatever specific item I had. She blocked me, so I called my dad. He didn't believe me at first and said, maybe she just bought the same clothes. She definitely didn't because they're too expensive for my dad or her mom to buy. My dad said he would look into it. Meanwhile, my friend kept an eye on her posts and said she was still wearing my clothes and trying to be me. There was nothing I could do about it, though. I was really annoyed when I got back because she obviously had gone completely through my closet. It wasn't at all how I left it. I keep it very organized. I could also tell she wore a bunch of stuff because it was more worn than before. I keep my clothes in good shape, so I got mad at her and called her a creep for going through my closet and wearing my clothes. Then I took everything and moved it all to my mom's place and refused to go back to my dad's because he's not even going to replace my clothes, because there's no harm done. But there is because they're obviously more worn. I vented to my friends about it, and now they've all blocked her and want nothing to do with her. I never asked them to do that. They just did it because they're good friends. My dad tried to talk to me about it because he said she is very sad and depressed because I called her creepy and because our friends, though they're my friends, aren't talking to her anymore. I don't think I care, though. It was creepy what she did, plus illegal since she technically stole from me. Plus, I'm still annoyed they're not willing to replace my clothes or make her do it. Now my dad wants me to apologize to her because I'm being mean and he wants me to fix things with her and my friends. He says what she did was really just a form of flattery, that she wants to be like me. I don't find it flattering at all, though. It's just creepy, and I think it's okay to defend myself. I also think it's better that my friends stay away from her for their own good. Willie, I agree with you, what she did was wrong. I could understand that her life is all crazy right now because she moved from far away, and she doesn't have any friends. Yeah, I get that, but that doesn't give her the right to steal from you, which is what effectively she did. It's not borrowing without permission, like some people might say, because she put it back in your closet. No, it is called stealing. It doesn't matter if they put it back or not. Now, she's being all victim, me, and saying she's sad and depressed, and your dad wants you to apologize for something that she did. No, your dad is really way off here, being a horrible dad. And I understand that he might be trying to play gate to his new wife still. He's making the wrong choice. No, you're not the a-hole. It's not you who should be apologizing, it's her. What do you guys think about this situation? Let me know in the comments section. And now, let's check out the community comments. Beg 2010 says, tell your dad you'll be happy to apologize. Quote, I'm sorry you got caught wearing my clothes. I'm sorry you know what you did was wrong because you did not have my permission to wear my clothes. I'm sorry you think you have the right to touch my clothes, take pictures and post on social media, and then try to claim addition information from Ops comments. I'm 16, she's 15, but less than half a year younger. Now sure, my clothes can still be worn, but they're clearly not like they once were. I take better care of them than she did in such a short time. Now they're just worn-looking, stretched out in places so they look weird and roughed up and dingy. My shoes have scuffs too. In general, they don't look good on me anymore. I'm just going to stay at my mom's only from now on. I don't want to be around her at all. I don't care about her at all or having a happy relationship with her. I don't want a relationship with her at all. She obviously had bad intentions, since she kept taking my clothes and blocked me after I commented on her posts. She went into my room, which she's not supposed to, and went through my things and totally violated my privacy. That's so creepy. Finally, I don't consider her family. I mean, a year ago she was a stranger, so whatever. And regarding my friends, I'm not in charge of my friends. I don't control them. They have the right to do whatever they want to do. Now the majority of the community agreed that Op was not the a-hole, and what the stepsister did was stealing, although there was a little bit of pushback regarding that point, but it was minor. Now, of course, we have an update, so let's move on with that to see how the story ends. I wrote a post on here a couple of weeks ago about my stepsister. Some stuff happened since I last posted. Since my last post, my mom took me shopping to replace my clothes, but I decided. My brother told me the last time he went over to their house that her mom was saying bad things about me. She said it was all my fault and that I was ruining her daughter's life. I don't really think it needs to be this serious, but I also don't think it's fair to say it's my fault when I didn't do anything. Well, I got to say, hopefully your stepsister isn't as psycho as she sounds. Because actually writing down that you wished somebody died, that's not something light, at least in my opinion. You might not like somebody, you might have a lot of reservations or even hate someone, but literally wishing somebody died and writing about it, that's disturbing in my opinion. So yeah, Op, keep your distance and hopefully everything will be okay. Take care, Op, and thanks for sharing. Now let's move on to the next post that also has an update. This post is from the sub Am I the A-hole? And it's by user Throwawayto9240. Would I be the a-hole for breaking up with my new girlfriend because she was friends with benefits with the guy my ex cheated on me with? My ex cheated on me with this guy who I'm gonna call Mike. It was a whole-ass affair between the two of them, as it went on for months. Eventually, I caught them in our apartment. My girlfriend confessed to everything, so I broke up with her. FYI, Mike was fully aware my girlfriend was with me, so it's not like he's innocent in all of this. This was about 2 years ago. Then, I met my new girlfriend. Let's call her Kelly. Kelly has been great, and we have been together for about 6 months now. Kelly took me to a company party her work hosted and introduced me to her coworkers, one of whom was Mike. It was awkward, I think for both of us, but neither of us said anything. When we got back to her place, I asked her about her history with Mike. She was weirded out but did confess that her and Mike were friends with benefits for a while. By the way, she didn't know about how my last relationship ended. But I never told her who. Well, OP, no, I wouldn't think you're unable for doing that because you can break up for whatever reason you want as long as it makes sense to you. Then yeah, there's nothing forcing you to stay with anybody and you just need one person to say, I don't want to be in this relationship, for the relationship to be over. Now, of course, I understand that Mike being a part of your girlfriend's life, not even a friend with benefits anymore, but just coworkers would make you uneasy. Because this was the guy that had an affair with your ex-girlfriend, knowingly. So yeah, he's a scumbag. But I wouldn't project what your ex-girlfriend did to you onto Kelly because apparently she hasn't given you any reason to think that. So, if I was in your shoes, I would talk to your girlfriend and put everything on the table. And it might come out that you still have some issues that you need to work through. Then you decide if you work through them while being single or while being in a relationship with Kelly. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section. And now let's check out the community comments. Petosaurus says, I don't think that, given the situation, you would be an a-hole for not wanting to be with this girl. I mean, if I were in your shoes, I don't think I could do it either. What matters is that you realize your current girlfriend has no blame in this. It's just an unfortunate circumstance. UG Belug says, as people often say, you can break up with someone at any time and for any reason. You don't have to justify it to anyone. If you're not happy with something enough that you're thinking of breaking up, then that's all you need as a reason. Kelly was very understanding and said she's willing to do anything to make me more comfortable. I asked why she stopped being friends with benefits, and she said she wanted a real relationship. She explained that they stopped well before we met, and that she hasn't thought about him that way anymore, especially after she met me. She also said she had no idea Mike was that kind of guy, and she said she never would have done anything if she knew. I decided to give this a chance. I hope to God this isn't a mistake. Kelly has been amazing to me, and yeah, logically, I don't have a reason not to trust her. I get what my ex did is not her fault, but just because it's not her fault doesn't automatically erase whatever I'm feeling right now. A lot of the feelings of betrayal, anger, and self-loathing all came back when I heard that Kelly has slept with Mike. After our talk, we made a small joke. She said, "Guess you won't come to any other company parties, huh?" I told her I wasn't going to let Mike keep me from living and having fun with her at those parties. I did ask her if she would support me if something ever came up with Mike, though. She said, I'll tell everyone what a small penis he has if he starts crap with you. Also, her quitting is not an option. Her field is not exactly easy to get into, and she's worked really hard to get where she is now. I can't ask her to give it up. Anyway, we hugged it out. I don't know. I hope things turn out okay. Maybe I'm being naive, but I don't want to let my past keep me from enjoying my present. Alright, Op talked with Kelly, and he's gonna give this a chance. I think Op has a really healthy mindset right now. He doesn't want to let his past keep him from enjoying his present. So now, let's move on to the final update to see how this story ends. It's been a month since my last update, and we are still together. I've had knots in my stomach every now and then. The bad thing is that Mike texted my girlfriend and did harass her a few times. He was talking crap about me and tried to start things up again between them. The good thing is that Mike got fired because of this. While I feel horrible that my girlfriend went through this harassment, there's a certain peace of mind that I have knowing she doesn't work with him anymore. She's already blocked him on all socials, and she did collect evidence of his harassing her. He was stupid enough to try something at work where a couple of other coworkers saw and overheard. From what my girlfriend told me, this wasn't the first time he got reprimanded for this kind of stuff. I guess this was just the final straw. Thankfully, my girlfriend is perfectly fine and safe. Mike did get into her personal space, which did piss me off, but my girlfriend handled it. So yeah, while I still trusted my girlfriend regardless of what Mike tried, I still felt like a weight got off of me. You got a 2-for-1 there. Your girlfriend proved to you that you putting trust in her was the right choice, and Mike got fired for being a bag full of crap. So all good things. Take care, Op, and thanks for sharing. Now let's finish this with a mood booster. I'm not allowed to go outside of our travel agency to save money, so I didn't. I have quite a flair for finding cheap travel and accommodation. My travels on a strict budget have taken me to 3 continents so far. So, I'd say I've picked up a few tricks. Now, I get the pleasure of doing short trips with my work when attending conferences and seminars. As I prefer not to waste money, I've arranged the trips privately and then requested it paid back afterwards. It worked out well for all of us budget-wise. Then we got new directions for handling travel costs. We all had to go through a new travel agency whenever booking anything. The top brass held a talk about it, and everything we were warned that onwards, any application for money back after a trip booked privately may be outright denied. I had tried to use the travel agency before but found that it only allowed a few overpriced airlines and hotels, and it wouldn't let you book anything outside of their approved connections. Cue malicious compliance, where I previously combined train and bus tickets to reduce cost. I now just selected the top option, 5 times more expensive. Too bad a nice low-range hotel that covered my needs no longer available. Choose suggested option. I guess I will stay at the Hilton then. I just got back from a trip that cost 5 times what I could have paid if I had been able to do my own thing. No flights were available the day I could have left, so I went a day earlier. No afternoon flights were available after my meeting, so I stayed an extra night. I was basically off work half a week extra because of that travel agency, and the trip ended up costing more than my monthly paycheck. Oh, and the travel agency, they were apparently the lowest bidder on the contract, claiming they'd supply the cheapest travel options. I enjoyed my complimentary champagne. Well, you tried to have governance and be frugal for your company's sake, but they just wouldn't have it, now would they? Cheers. And that's it for today's stories.